What's up, ladies and gents? This is K-Sig Kid, coming at you with another Destiny video. Well, last night my buddy Celestial and I, we decided it was time to try out the Trials of Osiris. He brought in one of his buddies and we were just going to see how far we could actually get. Now, as you know, I am primarily a PvE player, but trying to get better at PvP, and I want to get to that Lighthouse. So if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're a really good PvP player, hit me up on PlayStation because I could use you. Could use that one extra big gun. So what I'm going to end up doing is showing the final match of each round of my Trials trip, and just see how we ended up doing. So this final match, it's starting off pretty bad. I was getting hit by a thorn where I didn't see the guy at all. This guy I can kind of see where he's at, but I got hit from behind, and that stinks. We're down pretty bad right now. We're down 2 guys, and we just got a kill, so that's awesome. Celestial's going out blade dancing, kind of being the hero. Again, Celestial is really a good PvP player, and he needs to get to the Lighthouse. He deserves it. I don't deserve it as much as Celestial does, but we ended up getting that win. So I'll take it. In this match, we were actually down 3 games to 1, and then we ended up coming back here, so that's pretty awesome. Ended up winning our first match, which means that I go ahead and I now have 3 wins on my card, because of course I bought the initial buff, and I found that we performed better in the first matches, so I just buy the 1 win counts as 2 buff just to begin. So, my first match this time around, 4 kills, obviously not very good, but we ended up winning, and that's really all that matters. So in this second one, it's pretty close again, as you can see, 4-3, so we've got to see if we can go ahead and close this one out. I don't like this sniping from this middle part of the area, mainly because I'm not a sniper, but what I'm afraid of is if too many people are in that area, they can just chuck a grenade down there and it's pretty bad. But the team is over here on the left side of the map, as far as where we're concerned, and I got hit, and dead, and that's no good. But of course we've got Celestial out there blade dancing again, going to town on people. He revived up Crisis, and we got 2 down, and 3 down. Okay, there we go. Win number 2. So this one didn't go too well for me either, but again, we are up by 2, and every game is good experience. One of the things that we found out is that we spawned in the back mostly every single time we ended up having a match. It was crazy last night. In fact, I would bet you that everyone except for maybe 1 video in this entire clip is going to be us starting on the inside of the map. I don't know what was going on, but it was pretty crazy. Again, 4 kills. Not great, but we're still alive. 4 kills and 4 assists. I was getting a lot of assists with the Thorn, which is what's pretty good with the Thorn in general, I guess. So in this match, we're getting obliterated. It's 4 games to 2, and we're really not mounting the greatest resistance. A little bit, but not great. And I got obliterated myself there by the Last Word. As soon as I turn around, get a couple shots off, I'm dead. So yeah, Last Word is a pretty good gun. I want to play with it a little bit more in Iron Banner, just to get familiar with it. I was thinking maybe a Last Word and Sniper would be a good combo on this map, but not super familiar with the Sniper to go ahead and use that. I don't feel as comfortable with that as with the shotgun. What I don't understand with PvP players, though, is the desire to show off at the end. You guys won, you were better, you know, why do the other stuff? You're not going to see me doing that kind of stuff. It's not my thing. I don't know. I don't get it, and I don't do it. So that was that. They took care of business. I was absolutely dominated in that match. I was terrible. I feel bad anytime that something like that ends up happening. But here we are back, and now it's our turn to be up. Up 4 games to 1, I think we should be able to close this thing out. We're trying to rush over to the outside because, again, we're spawned in the inside of the map. And the difficult thing is when you're on the inside, trying to look out is super difficult because of that sun. And that makes it really difficult as far as this being a PvP map, because one side is always going to have that advantage of the environment on their side. So we actually looped almost all the way around the entire map. We made a full circle. It looks like their team is pushing in the middle. But I'm trying to see if they're actually coming to the middle or if they're going to try to get behind us. And it looks like they are trying to get behind just a little bit. But I don't see him just yet, so I think he's actually still in the middle area. Yep, there he is. And I can go ahead and get a shot on him, and you can see that he's burning just a bit. We're down a man, but I'm going to go ahead and pop out that Void Nova Bomb. We got 2 down, and I'm the last one alive. Uh-oh, panic. And this guy's around the corner, boom. Nothing like a party crasher to the face. So there we go. I would say that was a little bit of redemption from my first couple rounds. I closed out this one, gave us our nice 5th win. The most important win of the match. I ended up shining through like a star. Good job, kid. You finally did one. So there it was, 5 games to 1, and you'll notice you did not see me dancing or waving or anything, because I don't take any satisfaction in giving people a loss and potentially kicking them out of the Lighthouse. That's just me, again. I want everybody in the game to get all the good rewards, because I'm going to be playing with you guys, and I want you guys to be awesome too.
Don't let this one slip away.
So here we are in another match, spawning from the inside, yet again. And we're down 4-2, but it doesn't feel hopeless. It doesn't feel hopeless just yet. We feel like we could kind of do some stuff to this team, though they're obviously taking much more advantage of it than we are. We're kind of falling off the wheels just a little bit. We're having a Thorn versus Thorn battle here. I didn't burn out, so that was good. But I'm going to just try to see if I can get any extra shots off on them with my Thorn. See if my Thorn can beat their Thorn. And you're going to see tons of Thorns. Tons of Thorns. And you probably hate that gun so much. But at some point, it's going to get nerfed again. And here it is. This guy came out here, and if I was smart, I would have thrown out my Nova Bomb right there to take him down. Instead, I thought I could get the drop on him and come around the corner and get him and potentially his buddy, but that just didn't end up working, and I ended up wasting my super. Wasn't exactly sure where he was, and yeah, that kind of stunk. That is one of the benefits, though, of being able to rewatch these clips. I can see all the mistakes I made and things that I can hopefully learn from. Now, I ended up picking up Crisis right there, but unfortunately that means he was back in the line of fire, and he died instantly. So I took care of the one Titan that was rushing me, and threw out my scatter grenade to take care of the other guy. He ended up, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough damage to him, though. So Crisis ended up reviving and rushing over to Celestial. He picked him up, but we're still down because I'm dead. Now they have the advantage now, again, 2 against 1, and that just makes life really difficult. You know, I'm thinking if I would have just stayed in that hallway and shot the guy with maybe a shotgun when he was coming in, if I could have got him. I guess even if I would have traded, Crisis did have his revive there, so we might have been able to pull that one out. I mean, we still would have been down 4-3, but we might have been able to pull that one out. I don't know, pretty close. It was a good match, though, but that was the match that stopped us from going to the Lighthouse, obviously, because we got the first loss on the card. So, you know you're not going to see a Lighthouse trip on this card, but it's still practice, and I ended up doing not too bad there. 6 kills, 6 deaths, so I was pretty even. Now here we are in a crazy match. We were up 4-0, and they ended up pulling it back to even. That was insane. I mean, you can only imagine the mental state of our team whenever this was happening. They were doing such a good job with the sniper rifle in taking care of us. And it was difficult on Celestial because, you know, I think to snipe a lot, you have to basically be in focus. And I think that can tire you out a little bit. But we ended up going ahead and taking them down in the hallway. I switched over to a Sunsinger at the request of my teammates after that last loss because they wanted that potential extra self-revive. Not too familiar with it, but I do like that firebolt grenade. It's pretty good, and you can go ahead and chuck it out there and get some damage on them. I've even seen some people using the firebolt grenades with the burn on it. What is it? Viking Funeral? And that's pretty interesting because just like the Thorn, it can go ahead and back you off there. I still do like having 2 grenades though. I need to use my grenades more though. I think I save them just a little bit too much. I need to get in the habit of just chucking them out there just to back off the other teammates, potentially get a little bit of extra damage on with them. And I was doing that later on whenever I was playing with the Titan. Now in this match, we're down 4-1, so things are going pretty bad. I'm trying to go ahead and come over to this side. We had a Blade Dancer out there, but unfortunately, they had a Gunslinger. And his Golden Gun took care of everybody. What are you going to do? You know, you're going to run into the supers, and the supers are absolutely going to obliterate you. Doesn't matter if you're sitting in position with a Thorn or not, it's going to one-shot you no matter what. So they ended up going ahead and taking care of business, got their 5 wins in a match that was absolutely all in their favor. They definitely had the advantage. Maybe it's because that was the first time we were out there on the outside. We weren't familiar with that at all. No, I'm just kidding. We were just outgunned, and it was pretty rough. Yeah, I mean, that was a bad match. 9 deaths, that's pretty bad. But it doesn't compare to what ended up happening in this match. Every time I ended up dying, they had a sniper right on me to shoot my corpse instantly. And it was bad. It was to the point where I was telling the teammates, you better not even revive me, because as soon as you do, they're going to shoot me down again instantly anyway. And then they were able to go ahead and flank us. From there, I was trying to look at the guy who had his Titan slam. He took care of the other guys. I got Fell Winters from the back. It was bad. So unfortunately, if you don't go to the Lighthouse and you don't get a 9-win card, your video ends up in a stunning defeat, and it's disappointing. But really, for me, 7 wins, that's the first time I ended up getting that. So I ended up going to Brother Vance, and I got to get a scholar, I got to get a piece of armor, and turn in a couple packages. So that was pretty cool. I was happy to go ahead and get this part on the card, and thanks to Celestial and Crisis for running with me. Hope to have some other people go ahead and do this, and maybe I'll get to the Lighthouse someday. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel to keep updated on daily Destiny content. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your Trials of Osiris, and I'll see you around in Destiny 7.